Hello, so in this video I'm going to talk to you a little bit about assignment statements, and in particular start talking about using Matlab to translate our algorithms. So source code or computer programs is a series of instructions made up of inputs, assignment statements, operations, decisions, and outputs. And we are going to look at each of these throughout the quarter, but we are going to start by looking at, in particular, the assignment statements. But let's talk just for a second about Matlab. So Matlab, again, is the program we're going to be using this quarter, and that stands for Matrix Laboratory. And let's look at how we make assignments in Matlab in particular. So it looks always like this: variable equals expression. And that equal sign is something that is different between computer programming languages, but in Matlab it is the equal sign. So there's three parts here: the variable, the equals, and the expression. Let's talk about, so when you do this in Matlab, what you are doing is you're evaluating the expression, which is on the right-hand side, and storing it in a location named variable. Okay, so the name variable, we're going to pick something that makes sense based on what it is that we're looking at, and we'll talk about what can be in the expression as well. So in Matlab, we're going to first talk about what the variable name could be, and then we'll talk about the expression. So the variable is the storage location with some name. And the default in Matlab is answer, ANS. If you only type in the right-hand side without an equals and a variable, it's going to default and save it to a variable called ANS. There are some rules we need to follow when we name our variables. It needs to start with a letter. It needs to have no spaces. They are case sensitive. And you can have letters, numbers, and underscores, but no other special characters. So here's just some example of variables that are okay versus not okay. var1 will work, but var will not work. Heat constant will work, but $C for degrees Celsius or something will not work. It will give you an error. Okay, so let's talk about the expression. What can be in the expression? Variables, arithmetic, and functions. And the arithmetic that we can include regular math symbols like plus, minus, the asterisk for multiplication, division, the caret, and of course parentheses. Now, one more thing I want to talk about real quick is how to make comments in Matlab. If you remember back to when we did Tinkercad and Arduino, we were able to make comments, and this allowed our code to be easier to read. We can do the same in Matlab. And we make comments in Matlab using the % symbol. And so it's going to turn green, which is why I've drawn that in green. And anything to the right of a % symbol is not evaluated. So you can have the % symbol and a whole line will turn green and not be evaluated, or it can be at the end of a line. You can put an expression in, or an assignment, and then have what it is to the right. And we are going to use comments, just like we did in Engineering 1, to make notes and document our programs. And that's it for today. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next video. One last thing before you go. If you could look at the note sheet for today's lesson, please, there's a question: what do the following algorithms do? How would you translate the algorithm to Matlab? Start thinking about this, and we will talk about it the next time we meet together.